Hi, everyone. So today we are going to try to answer a few questions that we had under some of my videos and some of these videos. Basically, what happened is, for those who didn't follow our stories, Guy and myself share our cancer healing process on videos for the past few months for me and years for you, Guy. And we have a very few percentage, a very little percentage of people doubting, some in a very polite and respectful way, which I can understand, and some a little bit more aggressive. So I want to talk to those people during that video. Charles was one of my doctors when I was sick. He's a physician in France, and Guy had a very similar story than mine. In September 2020, I was diagnosed with a stage 3 colon cancer, and the prognostic was not very good. One of the reasons was because I had a huge genetic family history with cancer, and especially my dad and my grandfather, who both died of cancer. So because of the terrain was more in favor of the cancer than someone who didn't have that genetic background, my chances were not very good. The prognosis was that I had about 50% chance of survival, and I had to start immediately, because it was urgent, with the regular protocol that people go through usually when they have cancer, which was, of course, long sessions of chemotherapy, long sessions of radiation, and a surgery at the end of all that, which was to leave me quite handicapped, because the colon and maybe a part of the colon and maybe even the anus was to be removed completely. So I didn't accept that protocol, and I've decided to do my own research and to try to do without. At the end of the day, I still used 3 sessions of chemotherapy because of the pain. I was in horrible pain. Then I used a lot of fasting. I used a ketogenic diet, and I used a lot of other things: ice cold exposure, sun exposure, breathing, meditation, movement, faith, which also is a big one. Mental strength is one of the big tools that we used. And I say we because Guy had a very similar story, but even better than me, if we can say it like that, because he had a stage 4 colon cancer with metastasis in both organs and bones. And he didn't do any chemotherapy, any radiation, or any surgery. Guy, do you want to tell a little bit about your story?
Yes, I was lucky because it was too late for me. So the doctors doesn't propose me nothing. They told me I will die in 3 months. Enjoy the rest of your life. So wow. I had no choice. I searched what I can do, and I searched where Nobel Prize, big biologist professor, because I saw that doctors, oncologists cannot help me because they told me they cannot help me. So I made what I explained in my book, in my video, the video like you did with Eric Berg. We explained to everybody to help, not to earn money, absolutely not, only to help. And I would like to say something about you. When you call me and you explain me what you get your cancer and you heal from your cancer, I ask you proof. Without proof, I will not accept to make videos with you, and I will not accept more than that to give your story to Eric Berg, who made a famous video with you, who had already more than 1 million views. And Eric is part of our team to find a solution against cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the question that we had. And most of the questions and posts and emails that we receive, 99% are very, very positive and very encouraging, and it helps us, it supports us in what we do. But sometimes we have 1, 2, 3 people who are skeptical, and we can understand, as long as it's polite and respectful.
I would like to add something. My opponent was only money related. They want to sell something. They have something to sell. It's oncologists, they have fear to lose a client, not patient, clients. They say, no, it's not true. He was saved by the Zitiga, by the orchidectomy, and my own oncologist told me it's palliative. It's palliative. I will die even with this. I will stay perhaps a little bit in better shape for a time, but I will finish to die. So, like you did, I refuse this and I stopped doing it.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying, I don't know about my negative comment, so to speak, is that every negative comment that you had or attacks under your videos were somehow money related. So people had some kind of conflict of interest, and they had an interest in making sure people didn't believe you. That's very interesting, and unfortunately, it's one of the cons of Western medicine today. And it's not all Western medicine, it's not all doctor, far from it, but some of them, and especially the big pharmaceutical company who makes billions and billions of dollars with the business of cancer, it's possible that they don't really want to understand or want to research or support this kind of story. I don't know. But for myself, yes, it's pretty much the same thing. I had a very, very few people, but still it's still painful because we're trying to help. We're doing it for free. We're not selling anything. We're never going to get millionaires with the sales of our books. You know, you make $20 here and there. It's just, the books are just here to support our story, but we don't have anything to sell. We have no interest in people believing us or not. What we're trying to do is just to give a testimony, is just to talk about what we did and why it's a possible avenue of research for people who have cancer. And there are things to look, there are things to study outside of modern oncology if you have cancer. And we are not against medicine. We are not saying that you should not do your chemotherapy, you should not listen to your doctor. No, all we're saying is we did different. So there's maybe something else that you can discover. Maybe you can do both modern treatments and changing your lifestyle. Maybe in some case, just changing your lifestyle will be enough, like you did, Guy. So it depends. And we're not against anything.
Yes. And I always say, never without your doctor. Don't copy me, never without your doctor.
Exactly. Like I said, we have nothing to sell, and we're not trying to gurutize you and to try to make us, you know, like the only solution. Not at all. We did it different because of the circumstances. It was simple. For Guy, the doctors told him, there is no treatment for you. You're going to die. The treatment that we can offer is a palliative treatment. It's going to help you to die better. So he said no and went his own way. Me, I had a 50% chance, and I didn't want to take those 50% chance. I wanted to do something different. So we both did, and we didn't know each other at the time. We both did the same thing. We did fasting, prolonged fasting, and intermittent fasting. We did some kind of a ketogenic diet, very, very low carb, low sugar. And we did a lot of other things, you know, trying to stay positive, believe like you're going to heal, like you're certain that you're going to heal, and other things, you know, cold exposure, sun exposure, walking, breathing, moving, all those things that we explain in our books. But yeah, we're just trying to share. That's all we're doing.
Yes. And please, we never discover something. Already was here.
Yeah, the scientific literature of the link, the positive link between fasting and cancer, there are tons of them, tons. So it's very easy to go and make your own research. Basically what we did, we didn't really follow the doctors, but it doesn't mean we didn't follow the science. We studied biologists. We went through Nobel Prize winners and people who really do the research and not people who follow a protocol mostly dictated by the big pharmaceutical industry. So that's what it is. That's all we wanted to do. And for people who don't believe us, you have three solutions. First, originally, it's healthy to doubt and to make your own research. That's what we want you to do. We never ask you to trust us, to believe us like some kind of prophets, but use our story to look out there in the scientific literature and see if there are other solutions or complementary solutions for you. That's number one. Number two, we had to both put our cancer tests results on our books and Yugi on your webpage so people can have a look at it. But like I said before, nowadays with the technology, we could have made that up with Photoshop very easily. So at some point, if you don't believe us, if you really don't want to believe us, just go another direction and stop listening. That's the best thing to do. And another question that I had very often is, no, this guy is not 50 years old, he's lying. Well, I am. And some people even say to me, if you're 50 years old, you're putting some makeup because you're not supposed to look like that, especially after a cancer. So here is my proof. No makeup. All right. So,
And
Dr. GIBERT,
70 years old. I look 70 years old.
No, Guy, you look 25. You look amazing.
Liar. Especially, you see, you are a liar.
Especially for a guy who's supposed to be dead for 5 years.
Yes.
So, Dr. Charles GIBERT was one of my doctor, and he's still my family doctor. And if you want to give us your testimony of what happened.
Oui, moi je témoigne pour deux raisons. La première, c'est que je suis un vieil ami de Fred, et la deuxième, c'est que je suis un médecin, que j'ai été confronté à des histoires comme celle de Guy et de Fred dans ma vie professionnelle.
So I'm giving a testimonial today for two reasons. Number one, because Fred has become a friend over the years, and number two, because I'm a physician. And in my career, I've seen several stories, like Guy's stories and Fred's stories.
So, aussi, j'ai eu la possibilité de suivre au jour le jour les progrès. D'abord le diagnostic et ensuite la manière dont Fred a mis en place sa thérapeutique et enfin les résultats de cette thérapeutique. Et je les ai suivis d'une manière affective, mais d'une manière scientifique, en regardant les analyses avant, pendant et après.
I was a direct witness of Fred's disease and diagnosis, of his evolution during his natural treatment and the result of it. So I was able to see everything and all his medical records and all his blood work and MRI and scans from the moment he was diagnosed to the moment he was declared cancer-free.
Aussi, ma démarche est essentiellement scientifique. C'est-à-dire que le témoignage que j'apporte est un témoignage qui n'est pas du tout un témoignage affectif ou un témoignage d'amitié. C'est un témoignage scientifique qui correspond à ce que j'ai pu voir concernant Fred et mes autres patients. J'insiste vraiment là-dessus. Je voudrais aussi...
I insist that my testimonial is a scientific one from a doctor's perspective and not as a friend. I am talking today about what I saw and what I witnessed during those 4 months.
Je reviens également sur ce que disait Guy à l'instant avec ces gens sceptiques qui sont en relation avec des problèmes financiers. C'est vrai que la tentation aujourd'hui, et on ne peut pas ne pas l'être, tenté de faire cette relation, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de perversions dans le monde de l'industrie pharmaceutique, mais il y a des gens qui ne sont pas sceptiques pour des raisons financières, mais qui sont sceptiques pour des raisons naturelles, parce que c'est leur nature propre d'être sceptique.
Yeah. So Charles just came back on what Guy said when he said that most of the people who attacked him in the comments had some kind of financial interest, some kind of conflict of interest. And Charles said that, yes, definitely in the medical field today, there are conflicts of interest. And there are people who will claim that our stories are not true because it goes against what they sell and what they believe. But you also have people who are very honest about their questioning, and it's even healthy to have questions when you face stories like ours, simply because it's their nature to question everything and to make their own research, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Un dernier témoignage. Chaque fois que je suis intervenu dans vos conférences Zoom, je vous ai vu et l'un et l'autre insister très fortement sur le fait que votre démarche était une démarche qui était dénuée de relations avec l'argent. Et ça, c'est vraiment très important que les gens le perçoivent. Parce que il y a aujourd'hui la mise en place d'un doute sceptique, soit pour des raisons financières, soit pour des raisons naturelles, mais en réalité, le doute que vous mettez en place est un doute scientifique, méthodique. Ce qui vous est arrivé is incredible, but it's the truth.
Okay, so Charles is saying that another thing that he can witness is that there is no financial interest for Guy or myself in telling our story. And he's one of the people who worked with us on some videos, and there's never any kind of money involved. We have no supplements to sell. We don't sell. We have nothing to sell, basically. We just want to tell our story in the more logical, structured way possible. So anything else you want to add, Charles, that you need me to translate?
No.
Okay.
Juste rappeler aux gens que ça n'est pas parce que quelque chose est inconfortable à accepter que cette chose n'existe pas. Ce que vous avez vécu est une réalité. Elle est scientifiquement inconfortable pour certains esprits, mais elle reste une vérité.
Our stories are the truth. They might be uncomfortable, scientifically uncomfortable, but they're the truth. And there are others like us. Thank you, Charles.
And I would like to add something. For me, it's not uncomfortable at all. It's only science. When we do the big reset, we cure all our malady, sickness, disease.
Yeah. And in addition to cancer, and a deadly cancer, you also had many other problems. You had psoriasis, you were diabetic, you were overweight,
high pressure,
high blood pressure, cholesterol. And when you did your fasting and went on a strict ketogenic diet with a lot of raw vegetables and a lot of antioxidants, you cured everything without any modern medicine. Everything heals at once, and that's what's incredible. You were telling me before we record that video, you were telling me that or the body heals everything or it doesn't heal anything at all, but there's nothing in the middle. The body doesn't choose to heal your cancer and to leave your high blood pressure or your diabetic untouched. The body, if put in the proper environment with the proper fuel or food, heals everything.
To my mind, it is very important to say something about the relation between sugar and cancer.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, and we all know now, and again, there's tons of scientific literature that sugar especially processed sugar, but any sugar really, even carbs, even rice, even bread, even pasta, all kind of complex or simple sugars will feed the tumor. So if you are actively fighting against a cancer, and again, talk to your doctor about it. This is not medical advice, it's just personal opinion. I think it's a good idea to go on a ketogenic diet. Very, very important. The diet feeds your healthy cells, but it also feeds your cancer cells. So you have to know what to do and what to eat in order to properly fight the cancer.
But like you said, and like you did, Fred, and like I did, no 75% of fat.
Yes, we have a modified version of the ketogenic diet that we both did without even knowing each other's. And again, we explain everything in our books. You can find them on Amazon. If you have any questions, write them down here in the comment below, and we'll try our best. We can't answer everyone, but we're going to try our best. If you guys have nothing more to say, I think we're pretty much all set here. Charles, anything else?
No. To my mind, you say the most important. Sugar, too much sugar is a serial killer.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your testimony, and thank you for being here. Thank you to all who are watching or listening to us, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.